Good morning, you beautiful souls. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Michelle. We talk all things life, love, spirituality, law of attraction, and all of that juicy goodness. It is early on Monday morning, and we are here for our energy read for the week. I hope you all had a wonderful weekend. It is the 14th. I had an incredible day yesterday. I hosted a Friendsgiving at the center where I work with all of my like-minded community, psychic mediums, paranormal investigators, Reiki practitioners, massage therapists, acupuncturists, you name it, we have it. We work in an old Victorian home, and there was about, I think, 17 of us there. Some husbands came, and it was awesome. It was the first time I hosted something and did it in the way that kind of like I wanted to do it. And it was just really cool. And I'm just really, really proud of myself. And one of the mediums came up to me at the end of the night and told me that Micah, my daughter, if you guys are new to my channel, I had a daughter that passed away about 10 years ago. And obviously, if you're in a room with a bunch of psychic mediums, you know, our loved ones come through. And she said that my daughter was with her the whole night, like whispering in her ear, "Tell my mom I'm so proud of her. Tell my mom I'm so proud of her." So as I was putting like the table and all the things in the car to go home last night, she came up to me and was just like, "I have to tell you that Micah was with me tonight, and she has such like a Tinkerbell type of energy. And she just is so proud of you." And I just started crying because I just was like, oh my gosh, like I needed to hear that. It just felt like a parent kind of energy, like, "I see what you're doing, Shush, and you're doing so good." My nickname is Shush. But I sat at that table last night, and it was like a square table, and we ate wonderful food. I had all my decks out, and we did like pass the deck. So we did like every other seat. Each person had a deck. They would pick a card for themselves and then pass it. And at the end, you'd have about 7 cards and it would tell a story. So I organized that. And then I organized each person got a little notepad, and I wrote on the notepad something like cute as like one of them was, "What's crack-a-lackin'? Um, I hope you know your worth. You are a gem." So I wrote like little inspirational sayings to each one of the guests. And then we also manifested on that pad of paper. At one point during the dinner, I stopped everybody and I said, "All right, let's write down 2 or 3 things that you would like to call into your life this year." And everybody was sharing so openly. It was just like, I think I want to do that more. I would love to do like a retreat setting. Um, I don't know. It just felt really good to organize something for all people who are of the same kind, if you will. We're all like little X-Men working. But sorry, I'm just trying to make sure my incense doesn't go on my carpet. But yeah, so I'm coming off of a high. And side note, if any of you are ever going through this where you have such a high day and everything is so good, your mind, aka your ego, will jump in the next day and try to hijack you. So I noticed around 3:30 this morning, I was up and I was reliving all the bad things that I did in my life. Every bad decision I made, every single one was coming up into my psyche. And I'm like, why am I feeling this way? I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel terrible. I feel so much shame. I'm like, gosh, I'm a horrible person. And then I sat up and I go, Michelle, you just had the most amazing day yesterday. You felt so in your body. You felt so wonderful. There was so much love at that table. My daughter was there. Everybody was enjoying the food and the beautiful floral arrangements that my friend Elisa did. I decorated the table. It was the most amazing day. Why in the world would I let my mind jump in and tell me that I'm a bad person the next morning? We cut it off. So this is my reminder to you. When you have a really magical day or really a successful day, say you come into a bunch of money, not saying that that's success, but you know what I mean? But say you're being of service in some way, and then all of a sudden the next day you're depressed or you have anxiety or you have something going on. Cut that cord. Don't let your mind tell you those stories, okay? Because it's very, very tricky. The ego is super smart. It knows your weak spots. My ego was looking in my body going, ooh, where does Michelle get upset? Where does she panic? And it started hitting all those buttons. And in the middle of the night, I'm sitting there freaking out, going, I'm a bad person, which is the total opposite of what I was just feeling when I went to bed. So, little disclaimer there, not disclaimer, but just like a hello, red alert. Don't let your ego ruin your joy. Okay. Okay. So, Archangel Michael, Archangel Metatron, please open sacred space. Please allow only the highest and whitest light messages to come through. Please allow us to tap into what the energy is for this week. What do we have coming to us? I have no idea. Hopefully it's not a bunch of shadow work, which is what I felt like I was experiencing this morning. I was totally aware of my shadow, all the stuff that I didn't like about my past decisions. So hopefully it's not that this week. But Archangel Michael, Archangel Metatron, please hold space for us to allow that to happen if that's what it is. Otherwise, thank you so much for being here, and please bless all of my beautiful viewers. Okay, let's get started. We're going to start with my deck in memory of my daughter, the ever unfolding heart. I know, how beautiful is this flower arrangement? I found the cute little checkered little vases, and then my friend Elisa came on Saturday night and we just blared music and hung out at the center and decorated the whole space. But she is so incredibly talented. Cardinal, a loved one is trying to send you love. Say out loud, thank you. I know you're always with me. I love and miss you too. Okay, I feel like, sorry guys, but I know this is for me. And this is obviously, if it's for me, it's for somebody else too. This is my daughter reaching out saying, yeah, mom, I'm proud of you. I'm glad you didn't let that voice this morning sway you and make you like kick you off track. Also, side note, last night, there were 3 people there, and they're a husband, a wife, and then the husband's sister. And they told us that this is going to be their only Thanksgiving. They lost both of their parents. The brother and the sister lost both of their parents last year. Thanksgiving last year was their last holiday with both parents. And they sat at the table, and I had like cute little figurines. One of the other women helped me decorate with these cute little, like there's like a little cardinal, and the brother and sister sat right in front of the cardinal. And the sister said something to me like, of course I sit right in front of the cardinal. And then as I got my little 7 card spread, I got this card. So last night I also got this cardinal card, and I feel like it was a message from their mom and dad saying, hey, we know you're here. We love you. We're so glad you're doing this. And I even said to them, I said, I don't normally do these types of things. Like I don't normally host things. You know, I've never owned a home. I've never had a big enough space to have more than like 10 people in my house at a time. And I don't know what called me to reach out to everyone and say, hey, let's all get together. Let's do this. It's so not in my nature. I'm a gatherer, but not in that sense. And I think it was her mom and dad speaking through me, making sure that they had a really special Thanksgiving. And I think they're coming through again saying like, hey, Michelle, thanks for doing that for our kids last night. Really, that made me cry on the inside last night when they were telling me that story. I just was like, this is why I organized this Friendsgiving. It was just for that brother and sister and the sister-in-law. Okay, we have Seahorse. Be still. All right, so the cardinal was the opening. If a cardinal reminds you of a loved one, they are saying hi. So let's just honor that and say, thank you. I love and miss you too. They always want us to talk to them. Now we have the Seahorse, which is the start of the energy reading. Be still, bop around for a bit, just wait. The answer will come. Don't rush it. The universe is moving things for you. And I just had this energy of somebody like, I don't know where I am. Like, I don't know which way to go. Like I wake up in the morning and I'm normally in a certain like a certain thought pattern, and you're normally on a routine, and I'm stuttering as I'm saying that. So that's confirmation too. But it's kind of like you wake up and you're like, I'm disoriented. I don't know what I'm supposed to be thinking about. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. It's a very strange energy that I'm feeling right now. So if you're feeling this way, like this video and comment below and tell me if this resonates for you, because I have no idea what this feeling is, but it's like you don't know where to go. You don't know what to do. You're doing your work, but you're kind of like not there or in your body. So the Seahorse is saying, be still, bop around for a bit, maybe dance a little bit. Just forget about the thinking. So when you get into, I just heard, when you get in that energy of panic, of like, wait, who am I? What am I supposed to be doing with my life? Should I be starting this? Should I be starting that? Stop all thought. Deep breath. I don't need to know right now. I'm going to be still. I'm going to bop around. And to me, bop around means have fun. Like go do something that lights you up. I just went and got a yummy coffee at Starbucks this morning. I normally don't do warm coffees. I did a peppermint mocha, which is out of my norm. I went really, really early and I'm back really, really early. I also have to go to a funeral this morning. So I wanted to make sure I was prepared and I wanted to get this out for you guys, but kind of like getting yourself out of the old routines, or if you're feeling that like untethered feeling, go and do your normal routines to kind of put you back in your body and be like, okay, I'm used to doing this at this time. Let me go do that so I can feel safe in my body. Okay, I'm being called to use the original tarot, the Rider-Waite Tarot. You can call it tarot. Everyone says it so differently. And guess what? You get to choose how you want to say it. Oh, side note, I was shuffling last night at the table. One of the girls was like, you're shuffling like a blackjack dealer. And I was so like dissociated, just doing my normal, like what I do here. And I was wondering, like, when people first meet me or meet you, if you're a card reader, like, it's just habit. It's just autopilot. I grab the deck and I just start going. And I always wonder, like, are people like, is she like showing off, or is she like being like, look at me shuffle? And I'm really not. I'm just like in my routine. But the old me used to think that way. My old human Michelle would always be like, that person's showing off, or I'm not getting attention here, or those layers of us fall away as we awaken and we start to become the observer of who's saying that thing. Like, oh, I became the observer of the younger Michelle who was always judging, who was watching how people talk and being like, wow, they're not really nice, and I wouldn't have compassion for them. I'd be judging them. So there's judgment, comparison, all that jazz. So as you start to elevate and grow and awaken, you just become aware that that voice is always going to be there, but you just start to say, no, I'm not going to listen to that. I love that person. They're a stranger and I can still love them where they're at, what they're doing. They can judge me if they want, because I know that that's not their soul. I know that that's their personality commenting and doing what they were taught when they were younger, and that's okay. And they can judge me. They can think that I'm showing off trying to shuffle. It's okay. We got this card last week. Two of Pentacles. Somebody's balancing between two options. You're trying to make a decision. Maybe you're trying to find more balance in your life, I'm hearing. I even think that this is like going with what I've said before about the untethered feeling, and I keep stuttering in my words. So I really feel like this is it. This is like ground yourself. Like, stop trying to juggle so many things at once. Just pause, be still, pray to your angels and guides, look for cardinals, go bird watching, put yourself out and about to just be in nature, to ground yourself. Because you can even see they're on one foot. It's kind of like they're leaning. They're like, I don't know which way to go. You don't need to know right now. Just go ground yourself in nature and you'll get some answers. Thank you, Spirit. That was a good one. Okay. The King of Pentacles is the one balancing. He's like, I don't know which way to go. And he's grounded. He's got so many earthly possessions. He's established. He knows what he wants. So maybe you're moving out of this energy. You're moving out of here, and then you're moving into the King of Pentacles, who's just like, I just heard he's got it all figured out. But when he's got it all figured out, he knows that it's not him, it's God. He's letting God work through him to allow him to be moved to provide for himself and his family. And we really don't provide for ourselves. God is in the center of everything. And when you're balancing between two decisions, it's kind of like, are you going to take the higher road? Are you going to make the decision that is with God and that is with the universe and that is allowing you to be moved and go into this higher connection? Maybe if we get another card, maybe we get a queen. This might be about making a decision to move into a higher love. Because the King of Pentacles is like grounded, it's earthly, and it could be an earth sign if somebody's an earth sign. But they're going from this go with the wind, I don't know which way to go, to a very, very grounded man or woman who's just like, I know what I want. And I know that God's in the middle of this, and I'm going to let him move me and allow me to take action. I wouldn't be surprised if we get like the Chariot card or the Eight of Wands soon. Justice. Justice is being served. For any of you out there that have been feeling slated, you've been feeling like somebody hasn't really seen you in your light, and you're like, oh, this person has just been treating me so poorly and not honoring me. You're finally getting your justice. You're getting what you deserve. And I just heard that somebody, I don't like to say messages like this, but they're giving it to me. Somebody who's treated you poorly, they're kind of getting what they deserve. They're being shown the light that they were not kind, that they were not smart in their decisions. But we have to be kind and compassionate, because those people that were kind of wavering, unsettled, kind of like little boy energy, that's just their conditioning. But we don't stay and tolerate that conditioning, right? We can have, I just watched a video the other day, and a woman was talking about how we can have compassion for a woman or a man who we were in partnership with, and they treated us poorly, and we know why they treated us poorly, because they're repeating a pattern. We can have compassion for them. We can totally forgive them and say, I see you, I love you, but I'm going to step away, because I'm not going to continuously entertain this, because you can't control whether you're going to hurt me or not. And if you can't control your own actions, because you're kind of go with the wind, I don't know which way to go, I don't know which way's up, you're not a safe zone. You're not safe for that person. That person's not safe for you. So we don't stay in that, because then we are literally choosing suffering. We're choosing an environment and a partnership that we don't know what's coming next. We don't know what they're going to bring home. And it's because they don't even know. And that's where they have to do their own growing. But this is saying that somebody is moving out of that energy into the energy of, they know what they want, they're grounded, they're like, I'm no longer this flighty guy, I know what I want and I'm going after it. And that's the justice that you deserve. You're finally getting what you deserve. Matches my pink headband, my Under Armour. Okay, let's get some more. I'm feeling called to keep using this tarot deck. Good pause, sorry. Good, I love peppermint coffee. Ace of Cups, yep. They're coming and offering you their cup of love. They're like, hi, I'm here, can we start over? Or let's start brand new and fresh. That's the justice. You've been through so much. You've been hurt, you've been ghosted, you've been neglected, but all of that was you attracting that for the lesson to stand in your queendom and be like, I'm not putting up with that anymore. You need to be this, that, and this. Oh, this just reminds me. So fabulous. So I was taking notes the other day on dating, a dating vow that I'd like to have with my partner, with my future partner. And they're basically like guidelines of what is a non-negotiable for me. And I wrote them down. And it was, first one is, explore the process of getting to know each other with the intent of declaring something serious within the next 3 to 6 months. So that is going to be my little, I'm going to say this to the person that I'm dating. These are my intentions. Be monogamous sexually while having regular sex together. Not actively seeking to meet or date others in the dating process, which includes taking down dating profiles. Speak up if it isn't working versus pulling back, ghosting, or disappearing. That's my favorite one. I love to be so honest and say, hey, if you're not feeling this, or if I'm not feeling this, let's come straight to each other and tell each other. Don't mess around with my heart. I won't mess around with your heart. And it's just out there and clear. And the more you set those boundaries and say it out loud, the more people follow. And a lot of times, ladies, men like that. They like this, and it's not control. This is not at all saying you need to be this way, you need to be that way. This is saying, I honor myself, I honor my body, I honor my heart, and I want to make sure that you're safe before I open myself up to you. And let's be a team. and let's talk and let's open up the relationship doing this. Because if you can do this and you can agree upon something, that's teamwork. So think about every decision you're going to make in the future with this person. You're going to have guidelines. You're both going to sit down and be like, let's figure this out together. Let's be on the same page. That is the most important part of partnership: teamwork and being on the same page. All right, next one is invest regular time in this process of getting to know each other. And then we could like make a list of things that we'd like to do. Like I might ask him, what do you like to do to get to know women? Do you like to go and do things with them to see how they respond in certain environments? Do you like to stay at home and just talk and ask questions? So those are my little 5 requests when I'm dating, is like setting the tone of like, we're going to be monogamous while we're dating. If I'm dating you, I want to make sure that you're not seeking somebody else. I need your full attention. If somebody else comes up that you're interested in, that's when we open the door for communication and say, hey, I feel like I'm being pulled this direction. I'm really grateful for our time, but I'm going to move away. So having these things is super, super important. There was something else I wanted to say. You have to figure out what you want in a relationship. So even if you're in a partnership or if you're single, like, what do you want? What are your expectations? And I wrote down these questions too. How much time do you want to spend together in a week? Doing what? What about mutual interests? And then how much sex? So establishing these questions. And when I first started doing this, I was like, oh, I can't answer these. I was like, I'm intuitive. I don't want to plan sex. I don't want to plan like our nights together. But then I really thought about it. I want to make sure that like, if I'm somebody who's like, I want to spend every day with you, and you're kind of like, okay, with 2 days a week, how is that going to work? I'm always going to be left disappointed, and they're going to be left feeling smothered. So those questions are actually good conversation starters. You don't have to have like a strict plan, but it helps you entertain the idea of what do they want? And what do I want? I haven't been in a long-term partnership in a while, and I kind of don't know what I want. All I know is that I love my alone time. Like I would be okay with like nights with my partner, like spending all day apart and just spend like a couple nights a week together, or every night, even if it's just for a couple hours. But I'm very much so, I want to see your face. I want to feel your energy. I don't necessarily want to text all day long. Yeah, so I'm just sorry, I'm just thinking out loud, but really these questions make you think, right? Like, what do you want? How much sex is good enough for you? What is too little? What is too much? And sometimes we don't know until we ask those questions or until we entertain it and start practicing it and be like, all right, let's try sex every night. Does this work? Is it too forced? And then if there's a week where it just naturally happens, then that's good energy that week. It doesn't have to stay that way. That's where you can be intuitive and kind of let it flow. But that's the difference. So that list that I just shared with you guys, that's the difference between this and this. This is that energy. This is grounded. It's saying, boom, boom, boom. This is what I want. This is what I don't want. Are you willing to do it? If not, see ya. I'll find somebody else. Or it's just a gentle way of saying, like, there's probably somebody else better for me. But this person comes in like, I don't know what I want. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. And they're kind of like balancing and they don't really have a leg to stand on. So this is my little motivational talk to all of you. Figure out what your needs are. What do you expect from your partnership? For me, I want to have a separate bedroom. I want my own space. I want to be able to sprawl out in my bed every single night. I want to be able to have like bodily functions and stuff happening and not have to worry about somebody hearing or anything like that. I just want to be free in my bedroom, but also like sneak into their room, snuggle for an hour or two, and then go back to my bed. That would be like a dream for me. And then if they want me to stay with them or if I want them to stay in my room, it's like date night. It's like, oh, you want to come to my bedroom? And I'm going to dress it up for them for date nights. So even if we're living in the same house, I want to create that experience of having my own space that I can invite them into and we can explore and have fun in it, but always keeping my space sacred. And it's not for anybody just to walk into. I think that's a huge non-negotiable for me. And I highly recommend it. More 2022 married couples have their own bedrooms. I see it all the time. So if you're somebody who's married right now listening to this and you're always sleeping on the couch or you're always just annoyed with your partner snoring, I encourage you to get your own bedroom. There is nothing wrong with your marriage. It's actually really healthy when you're coming back home to your own energy each night and you're not codependent and submerged in somebody else's energy. Let's do an animal card. Switch things up. So the cup of love, somebody's going to be coming back and offering you a cup of love. And that's when those questions and those boundaries and standards are going to come into play, because the person is actually going to really value you. They're going to say, wow, this person really is like, they're going to be like, she'll keep me in line, or he'll keep me in line. And there's nothing better than working with somebody on something, which is a relationship. When you put your relationship number one, you put yourself number one, taking care of yourself, making sure that you're healthy for the partnership, then you put the relationship in there. It's really God, you, and then the relationship, and God's between you in that partnership. That should be your ranking, I guess you can call it. I don't know if you call it ranking, but you have to take care of you and your relationship with God first, or source, whatever you want to call it. See what we have here. I think we got this last week too. The badger and the rhino. Badger says, be fearless and bold, overcome any obstacle. And that obstacle could be, really sitting down and asking yourself, what do I want? Or maybe having to peel away from a partnership that is not everything we just talked about. It's a codependence. It's feeling like you have to tell the person everywhere you're going and they have to know every detail. I don't believe in that either. And these are all just this is just my lens in which I see life. And I always say, don't take advice from somebody you wouldn't trade lives with. So if you wouldn't trade lives with me, don't listen. I'm just bringing messages in through spirit. But that was my personal opinion about, single, having your own space. But spirit is saying your obstacle might be you becoming aware of what's not serving you in your life, and then being fearless and bold to remove it. And this can be such a fine line sometimes, because there's people that we love and we don't want to have to say, hey, I don't think you're right for me. You love them, but you know that maybe they're not your mission partner. They're not the person you're supposed to be with. And you've just spent, 5, 10, however many years with them, 2 years with them. And all of a sudden you're waking up every day knowing that it's time to go. And that's a huge obstacle. And it also can be very beautiful and full of growth for you to stand in your power, let your light shine, and choose yourself. It's almost like you're offering yourself this cup of love, saying hey, I'm choosing me. This relationship isn't serving either one of us. We're kind of just stagnant. We're no longer growing. This served its purpose, but now I'm going to offer myself this cup of love, and I'm going to choose to step away. And this could also mean God has just brought you another person. And God's saying, hey, this new love that I'm bringing you is peaceful. You see the dove above the cup? There's a dove up here. It's peaceful. It's overflowing with love. There's balance. It's that King of Pentacles, grounded energy. But yeah, you got to be the honey badger, face your fears, have that tough conversation. Even if your whole body is shaking as you're having the conversation, you can do it. Okay, I just got guided to pull one more. Embrace the in-between, flamingo spirit, 26. I don't know if 26 means anything. 2 and 6 add up to 8. So maybe 8 in the infinity sign. And I just looked, now that I'm looking through the camera, you see the F? It's a heart. It's an upside down heart. Sideways heart. How beautiful is that? Hi, Micah. I love when she connects with me like that. So flamingo, embrace the in-between. The in-between is kind of like, it's that Two of Pentacles again. Like, do I go this way? Do I go that way? I don't know which way to go. And when you're in the in-between, you have to be the seahorse and be still, be patient. You will get that inspiration, that energy to move forward when it's time. Okay, so you have to embrace that in between. And the in between could even be like you having some alone time after you break up with somebody, really being like, okay, like I need to give myself that my own cup of love. I need to know what I like to do. I haven't been alone in like 10 years. What do I want? And maybe that's what this energy is somebody is stepping out on their own for the first time, or maybe you're just really uncovering a new version of yourself, whether you're in a partnership or not, and you're like, who am I? You're feeling lost and ungrounded. Who am I? What do I want? I want this, that, and that. Okay. And I'm going to be grounded and know that I can work with God and the universe to attract what I desire because I'm grounded and I know what I want now. And you're getting clear on it. And you're getting that justice card coming back again saying, like, you're going to get everything you want. It's your turn to receive. And having compassion, like what I was thinking about this morning, like all of the bad decisions I'd ever made in my entire life, and feeling like it was going to like come back to haunt me in some way, my mind was creating this story that I'm not worthy of good. So those thoughts always happen when something good is about to arrive, or yesterday happened and it was something really amazing. And it's like the little girl in me who used to get good things happening to her and then somehow got it taken away, whether it was a parent who did something mean to me, or a sibling, or somebody at a lunch table who was mean to me. It's like when good things happen, if somebody's ever taken something away from you, maybe something bad happened on your birthday. You had this big birthday party, and at the end of the night, your parents got into a huge fight, right? Now you're always going to remember that when you have an amazing day, there's always going to, the ball's going to drop. Something bad's going to happen. And that's what our mind is conditioned to think because we've had experiences like that. And that's okay. But as an adult now, an awakened soul, you have to be mindful that your mind is still going to run on that program. You're still going to think you're going to mess everything up or everything's going to be taken from you. And it's not. Just like I was really strong this morning and I was like, no, I'm not going to let those thoughts tell me that I'm a bad person. That was my past. I've already literally worked on that. Done 5 years of healing, of releasing my body from that internal shame and guilt and pain. No, it's my turn to have fun now. And I'm going to embrace the King of Pentacles who walks into my life and is going to treat me like a queen. I'm going to embrace the new love. You're going to embrace the new love that you're going to give to yourself, and it's going to be mirrored with a partner showing up giving you the same kind of love. You're going to get that justice. Everything you've ever dreamt of and desired, it's coming your way, and you're going to be fearless and bold and overcome any obstacle that's going to get in your way of that. And the obstacle is your mind. Look how beautiful this rhino is, all the flowers and like just it's abundance in everything, in joy and peace and happiness. And the way you reach that is harmony within yourself, is waking up and not letting your thoughts run you. You run them. And I just imagine like a rhino, like running and like plowing through something. It's coming through these beautiful bushes and roses. And it's just saying like, we got this. We are these strong, beautiful souls and we can run through anything. And when there's a lull in it, we just be the flamingo standing there on one leg, bopping around like a seahorse, and we just be patient because we know that that justice is coming. Okay, we're going to do a couple hidden truth oracle cards for anybody in separation from their person. Let's see what your partner wants to tell you. Don't want my coffee to get cold. Okay. I hid who I really am from you. Yep. I wish I could take back my words. So you guys know, especially you feminines out there, we're so intuitive. We can read right through certain energies where we know somebody's not being their true self. And we kind of go along with it and we just let them, because we don't want to like tell them that we know. But we also don't want to make them feel bad because they are trying their best to be what they want to be for you. But we just observe it. We observe, we watch, we can offer awareness to them if they're open. If you find a time or space to say, hey, I'd like to share something with you. I see you doing this. And maybe, maybe this information can help you grow and be better. But hiding who they really are, they're just not proud. Like even me this morning, not being proud of my past decisions, everybody has that. So if your person is hiding those versions of themselves from you, that's okay. They're just scared because they don't know whether you're going to stay. They think if they show you who they really are, that you're going to run away. But what they have to learn, part of their soul growth, is they have to offer that cup of love to themselves. They have to forgive themselves and say, I let this go. That's the old me. And when I know better, I do better. And then I wish I could take back my words. Yeah. This is the justice card again. Somebody's like, damn, why did I do that to her? What was I thinking? How could I not see her magnificence? I just heard. How could I not see how magical and beautiful and smart and funny and all the things that you are? Sometimes people are blinded by that because their fear gets in the way and they're so focused on themselves. So when somebody hasn't fully stepped onto a healing journey, they're only thinking about themselves all day long. They don't have the space to consider somebody else's feelings, to consider whether they're being appreciative or grateful. And some people can be really grateful, but it's like a blank statement. There's no feeling behind it. They're like, wow, I appreciate you doing that. But you don't feel their gratitude. And that's what I was saying. Like we can see right through that stuff. When somebody looks you in the eyes and they're like, thank you. Thank you for that note you left me, or thank you for that food. If people aren't saying that, doesn't mean they're not grateful. It just means maybe they're not expressive. Maybe they were neglected as a kid. They're not used to talking. But when they finally do say it, and maybe you bring it to their attention, hey, like I noticed that you're not very, you don't speak your gratitude out loud. Or are you appreciating the things I'm doing for you? It would make me feel better if you would tell me. And then when you hear them finally say it, or if they look you in the eye and they're like, oh, you're right. I'm sorry. I didn't say it. Yes, I'm so grateful. You can feel that energy. But I always say when you're dating somebody new or you're in a partnership, these are the things you need to look for. You need to look for the type of behaviors that they're doing. What's missing? What have other partners done in the past that made you feel so good? And which ones of those are they not doing? And that's a non-negotiable. And then you bring it to their attention. You tell them like, hey, I see you hiding from me and it's okay. You might not feel safe with me just yet, but I just want to let you know that the door is open and you can say anything to me and I'll keep it safe and I'll protect your heart. And it's okay if they say things they don't mean sometimes because maybe they're not used to communicating or they don't know how to communicate. So we can offer forgiveness in that way, but the communication is everything. If you're not saying all this out loud, both of you are going home. One person's going home feeling so frustrated. I'm afraid to contact you. Yeah, they wish they could take their words back because they know that whatever they did was hurtful to you. And now they're scared. They're like dipping their toe in the water. Can I go there? Is it safe to talk to him or her? And that's part of their soul growth. Just like you have had many conversations with past partners, setting boundaries, doing the hard things, working on your healing. You've done this a million times. You've faced the fire. And now them being afraid to contact you, don't go running to them and tell them, oh, you can contact me. I'm here. It's okay. I forgive you. No, part of their growth is to stand in their masculine energy or feminine energy and face the fear and be bold like the badger, right? They have to learn to do that because you've already risked, if they've hurt you with their words, you've already risked opening up your heart to them and you got let down. So maybe it's their turn to risk opening up their heart to you and they might get let down. We don't know. It all depends on your situation, how you're feeling. So many things remind me of you. I just heard they're seeing your name all the time. They're seeing your name and they're hearing songs that you two have talked about together. I'm grateful for the spiritual lesson. And they're remembering that you were talking about songs together, knowing that like spirit was sending you to these songs. sending you to each other's names. And that's the spiritual lesson, is they learned how to see the signs from you. You were the one that taught them all about the magic. Sorry, I just feel guided to keep going. It's time for me to heal now. I am not available. How perfect for these two together. And if it's their time to heal now, that means it might be your time to heal too. We all have, if we're a mirror to this person, when they're doing the work, we have to do the work too. So how can you just rest in the, okay, like I don't need, this is the dating thing that I was talking about. When you're setting a boundary, sorry, checking the time. Okay. I got to get ready for that funeral soon. So when you are in a partnership or dating or whatever, and you're setting these boundaries, damn it, I lost my train of thought. Oh no, I got it. Thank you. You have to let the person know, like, hey, like if I'm needing like a week or so to just like kind of detach and this is too much for me, say it. Say I'm not available. You don't have to ghost. You can literally say, I need space. And the person that loves you will give you the space. If it's somebody who's, and I shouldn't say that because people love you, but their wounding gets in the way and they're scared that you're going to like never come back. So then they're like, no, you can't leave. You have to stay. I have to know everything that you're doing. And that's just their wounding talking. Like their wounding is over here, that personality part of them, and their soul's like, oh, go ahead. Take a week, take 2 weeks. I know you'll still be there. And if you're not there, then that means, maybe we're not meant to be. And that's the King of Pentacles energy. They're very grounded, they're sturdy, they're solid. They're like, you do you, I'll do me. And if we want to come together on a Tuesday night and hang out and share what's been going on with us, that's great. But there's no pressure to be submerged with each other all the time, especially when you're going through your healing. And I'm a super codependent type of person. Like when I'm dating somebody, like I get so giddy and I want to be with them all the time. But now I'm learning, like about 2 years ago, I started to be like, I'm okay. Like if we don't talk for a day or 2 days or 3 days, I teach all of my female clients the 3-day rule. I'm like, if a guy doesn't text you back, just wait 3 days. He needs more time to figure out if he misses you or not. And if he's not messaging you and asking you how your day is, you got to look for what's missing, right? The consideration, the kindness. And this is just early dating. This is not partnership. You're not waiting 3 days for your partner to message you. No, absolutely not. Because there's open communication there. But when you're just getting to know somebody, like let them have their space to figure out, wow, like let me pull away from him or her. Let me see how much I miss them. How do I miss their energy? I can't wait to see them next. Like ladies, we have to pull away to allow them to miss us. And when they're working, they're distracted, right? So they're not always going to be thinking about you. So you have to wait until there's like this stillness in their day for them to yearn for you. And it's okay to wait 3 days. If it's any longer, I'm saying, oh, that person's not interested. Let them go, because a man that wants you will make time for you. And I don't know if you guys can see, my neck looks like a little red right now. I don't know if I was scratching it, but I feel like my guides, yeah, how crazy is that? My guides are showing me that for some reason. I think that's like throat chakra. Somebody's getting up the courage to speak their truth. They're like, I just have to tell her how I feel. Or I need to tell her that I need space to heal. Yeah, that's interesting. That's never happened to me before. I'll have to look back at the video and see if I was like scratching it or something. But my guides always use my body to talk through me. So that definitely means something. All right, I feel like I'm going to end it there. But giving your partner space to heal, open communication, setting boundaries, having those dating requests, like figuring out what do you want in a partnership? How often do you want to see each other? Really talk about these things. This is what we weren't taught in school and we weren't taught in our homes growing up. This is not control. This is setting boundaries and honoring yourself and your time and your energy and knowing what to expect and not just walking into a relationship going, I don't know what the hell I'm going to get. Let's just go. Let's just throw our heart on the floor and see who stomps on it. Absolutely not. we keep our hearts in our chest. And I learned this because that did happen to me. I literally would be throwing my heart to people and feeling so safe with them. And then boom, they get me and they stomp on my heart. They don't value me, but it's because I went in saying, here's all of me. You can do whatever you want with me. And that was so incredibly wrong. And that was this energy. I didn't know what I wanted. So I'm so grateful for that experience because now I'm grounded. Now I'm the King of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles, and I know what I want and I'm setting boundaries. And these are my requests. If you don't like it, see ya. I'll find somebody that will honor me. And I'm a catch and you're a catch too. So we have to value ourselves. We have to know our worth. And literally, if a man or woman wants you, they will make time for you. They will be messaging you. They will be thinking about you at work. They will be thinking about how to surprise you with cute little gifts and doing things for you. It's part of our human nature. When we're invigorated by somebody's energy, we think about them more. And then the trick to maintaining that and building that is emotional intimacy, is being emotionally connected. So that is the message for this week. We are calling in a deep emotional connection and we're getting that justice that we deserve and we're honoring ourselves. And spirit is I just heard spirit is at the core. Spirit is guiding all of this. And it's bringing you this beautiful higher love because you now stepped into your highest version of yourself. Mic drop. Cheers. All right, lovies, I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell to help me get these messages out there. Sending you so much love.